Welcome back to Inferno for Freespace 2 here on Paladin Gaming. We are going into the third mission of the campaign. Ishtar Gate from the Encyclopedia Galactica, Icing University of Antares, edition January 2399. Manufacturer Arfrost Engineering. Classification Terran Special Purpose Installation Knossos. Administrator Rear Admiral Kazi Rakib Ahmed. Personnel, 1,993 peacetime, 10,192 war emergency. That's a big jump. Orbital distance 5.1 AU to Delta Serpentis A, 0.08 eccentricity. Armament 22 destroyer grade heavy beam can. Oh god. Heavy beam cannons, 168 point defense and plasma turrets. Auxiliary craft with 30 fighter squadrons. The Ishtar Gate, reverse engineered from the ancient Knossos portal discovered in Gamma Draconis, was built to stabilize the jump node between Delta Serpentis and Sol, reconnecting humanity with its ancestral home. Far more primitive than its fully automated forebear, the Ishtar requires multiple destroyer-grade reactors and nearly 2,000 personnel just to keep the portal operational at a basic level. During wartime, the Ishtar accommodates another 8,000 crew to man its arsenal of turrets and 30 fighter squadrons worth of strike craft. It is the largest, costliest, and most heavily armed construct in all of human history. While all major political parties supported a reunion with Sol, the decision to build a fortress, not just a portal, was a point of contention in the General Terran Assembly. The Regulus Enlightened delegations in particular heavily criticized the scale of the project. Madi Rumali, the leader of the opposition, made a rejection of an armed Ishtar the center of her campaign for Prime Minister in 2390, arguing instead for the funds and weaponry to be redirected to building traditional destroyer groups. Rumley won the election, dramatically scaling down the gate's anti-fire defenses, leading to another delay in the station's construction. When the Ishtar finally started operating in 2398, the gate was 6 years behind schedule and more than 200% over budget. Well, that's fun.
After 6 months, the subspace flux effects caused by the restoration of the Sol-Delta Serpentis node have faded. Several restrictions on navigation, both on an inter-system and inter-system level, have now been lifted. These restrictions are in place due to the ricochet effect, the catastrophic subspace field depletion that followed the destruction of the Lucifer. After the activation of the Sol Gate, the phenomena reared its head again in our core systems. Earth ships seem largely unaffected. We requested scientific collaboration from the EA to better understand how to modulate our drives and adapt to this phenomena, but so far no assistance has been forthcoming. Effective today, the 50-kilometer buffer zone for jumps to and from the gate and other installations has been lifted. The extra delays in jumps between Delta Serpentis, Sol, Ross 128 and Beta Aquilate have also been lifted.
Alright. Toujours
Loaded dice at 10.
Relations
with the Earth Alliance are deteriorating. The Earthers have intensified their demands for immediate reunification and have begun to station warships, including the EAD Lebanon, to the other side of the Ishtar Gate between Sol and Delta Serpentis. Commanders ordered the Phoenicia to the gate to deter any acts of aggression by the Earthers.
I mean, we could just shut off the gate.
We've been ordered to scan all EA vessels passing through the gate and tightened our restrictions on what goods are allowed through. Though the gate's facilities are perfectly capable of handling these types of routine duties, Command wants to prove a point. We're not going to be bullied by these Earthers. If any prohibited cargo is detected, we will deploy Customs and Trade Commission agents. We've been issued standard wartime loadouts to our fighters as a precaution. Your primary weapons will be 1 bank of Prometheus cannons and 1 bank of Subak HL-12s. In your missile banks, you will carry Shaka Heat Seekers and Shadow Aspect-Seeking missiles. Rules of engagement will remain weapons tight. Do not fire unless fired upon. I do not want any of you pilots to be responsible for starting a conflict.
Alright, primary objectives. Scan incoming EA ships. I have a kitten insisting on being in my lap, but that's fine. I can fly this fighter with her there. Alright, let's commit.
Pilots, approach the gate. The first convoy, 2 medical ships, will exit the gate shortly. Scan the ships when they emerge from subspace.
Understood, Command.
Copy, Command. Where's the Phoenicia?
That thing's enormous. I'm in awe. It makes the Phoenicia look like a fighter.
35 years, a few trillion sea bills, and it practically bankrupted the exchequer to build. We could have ended poverty and terraformed a few worlds, but here we are.
At least it's done. We cannot go and see our relatives in Sol once the politicians figure things out. My grandmother grew up on Mars, in a settlement called New Constantinople. She tells great stories about it. I still remember them from when I was a kid.
We won't be able to go if the Earthers start a war. You don't move a destroyer to the node unless you're willing to use it. They've got just as much firepower as we do.
I hope nobody's crazy enough to start a war.
I'm just glad the Earthers are trying to keep our politicians honest for once. The Earthers aren't serious about war. Mark my words.
Consider them marked, Herrera.
I really hope you're right, For. Ah, look, the first convoy is here.
Greetings! Man, the contra-turning plates are disorienting. Raymond E. Kajal and Goldberger. Yam Esclepsios, I'm sorry.
EA medical vessels, you are clear to depart. Pilots, the next convoy will emerge shortly.
Why are your engines at full burn if you're not moving?
The second convoy is inbound, pilots. Scan it and the cargo.
Copy command. Scan convoy ships and cargo, 7. It's a science vessel. "66 life signs. Got a tiny little freighter over here. Okay, a little container from the looks of it. Spirits. Oh, my wingmen are doing scanning. Interesting.
EA convoy, you are authorized to depart.
Still feels silly to send a destroyer group just so we can scan a wine convoy.
Join the GTVA! See strange new worlds! Scan freighter cargo containers! That last part definitely wasn't part of the recruiting pitch.
Pilots, the bulk freighter Audacity has transited the gate. Scan it.
Wonder how audacious it actually is. Let's go find out. Audacious enough to try to smuggle something in? Get above it so that I don't get rammed by it. Oh, it's not moving. Never mind. Alright, no. Ah, shit! It is very audacious, apparently.
Command. The EMP has knocked out our fire control computers.
This is Commodore Collins. Command, we have multiple incoming jump signatures coming through the gate. We need reinforcements now. Flight deck, prepare Sigma and Tau wings for launch. This couldn't have been an accident.
I really am spinning. I have absolutely no control, and I'm about to drift into the gate.
Hold position, Phoenicia. We can't lose the gate.
Shut it off! Shut off the gate!
This is Deputy Admiral Fallon of the Earth Alliance. I regret to inform you that you were warned, exiles.
Well done here, Command. 6 torpedo cruisers with fighter escort. We have hull breaches on 4 decks. To hell with our orders, Command. All hands prepare for emergency jump.
Man, this seems to happen to the Phoenicia a lot. What about us? "16 months later." I suspect this is going to start looking more like Inferno Classic now. Alright, well, that was the 3rd mission. So the here of Inferno, here on Paladin Gaming. This is Paladin Gaming signing off.